Objection! Hello everybody, this is Keegan from DuoReview, and that's not supposed to be a song, but I'm back with part 2 of this review for School Live / Gakkou Gurashi / School Live, whatever you call it. Last time, if you watched the review, you know it was a general review. It was really simple in its structure because I didn't want to spoil anything, but that's what this part is for. I am not going to be reviewing the game in this part. It's more like talking about my favorite parts from the anime. If you've watched it, you know, geez, there are a lot of plot twists. One in specific that is amazing in the 6th episode, but we'll get to that later. It is a brilliant series. If you didn't watch the review, this is the common gist. It is amazing. If you haven't watched it, freaking get away from this review. Get away, because this is going to spoil the entire point of it and ruin everything. So don't do that. Don't spoil yourself. Go watch my first part of the review if you're not sure if you'd like it. Let's just say, if you look at the title of it, you might think it's something else, but watch the review, or watch the full first episode, and you'll completely understand why it's so amazing. Full first episode, the entire thing. Don't quit. It's important. But yeah, as far as this part goes, it's going to be spoilers. Obviously, it's in the title. And, again, it's going to be beautiful. So, without further ado, on to the review! I don't know why I started saying this. This is a bad tradition.
As previously mentioned, this part of the review is more for the plot, so if you want a real review, go watch the previous part. Also, bear in mind that this has many spoilers. If you haven't watched the series, I would highly recommend you go do so right now. It's really, really good. Anyways, geez, this series is written so brilliantly. I couldn't elaborate too much on it before, but yes, the whole series is literally genius. I've never seen a series that uses foreshadowing as much as this one, and it also helps that every event that takes place in the storyline is hinted at some point. They even foreshadowed the swimming episode. That is pretty mind-blowing. And this brings me to the first episode. This whole episode is a falsehood, a facade if you will. On first inspection, it appears that it is just another moe where girls now live in this school. But as the episode continues, there are several oddities to be found. Why is Kurumi looking out like this for no reason? What the heck's up with those desks over there? Why does Miki keep opening doors when class is still in session? What is survival flavored? The questions all add up without real answers, and it's kind of unsettling as you watch it. Of course, I kind of forgot half of them after they happened, so... Then comes the classroom scene. If you've watched it, you know exactly why I'm going to talk about it. It was really a mind-blowing experience, and honestly, I didn't see it coming. Though the show hinted at it so much, I don't know how I didn't. Here, let me show you generally how my reaction went.
保健室行ったんだろもしかしてサボりずるい違う太郎丸が逃げ出してさ
I'm getting kind of tired of this. I mean, it's almost over, but still, it's been kind of boring so far.
へえどんなやつあそれと同じような首輪してるよへえチョーカーしてんだ趣味いいじゃんそいつそれとね今朝は私のスカートに飛びついて脱がそうとしたり
This is kind of funny, I guess. I mean, it's mildly entertaining. I might watch a couple more episodes, but it's not really blowing my mind so far.
ほっとくと勝手にどっか行っちゃうから困るんだよねお預けしてる時の顔がもうねすっごく可愛くて
Hey look, it's a blonde lady. What's with the serious face and the darkness around you?
先輩あ、みーくんどうしたの学園生活部の ミキちゃんだか。
Yeah, that was basically my reaction in a nutshell. The first episode leaves so many hints towards the ending, and yet somehow I never caught wind of it. This one scene not only secured my interest and maybe mentally scarred me a bit, but would also be a fitting example of how the rest of the series would go. It's a genius ending to an episode that honestly bored me, and yes, made me extremely enthralled in the story. This is just the first of many, and I mean many twists and not so happy parts, because this story, geez, it is a painful yet hilarious experience. Moving on to the third episode, we not only get to see the events leading up to the apocalypse, but also get more insight into the incident that Kurumi continues to vaguely remember in the second episode, you know, in those scenes. The episode follows Megane, which, let me just say, in this episode, oh my gosh, she looks so adorable! Anyways, the episode is nicely paced, but that's not the important part. It gets extremely tragic near the end. It's one of the first emotional scenes in the anime, and does a good job of preparing you for what the rest of the story is going to be like, because boy, it's going to have a lot of that. Episodes 4 and 5 covered the backstory of Miki, which was alluded to back in episode 2. It goes through the story of her and her friend Kay, who get trapped in a mall during the apocalypse, and let me just say, the reveal for it is a pretty tragic one. They eventually get trapped in a small room. However, this way of life isn't exactly what you enjoy. Just living proves to be depressive and unfulfilling. This, of course, leads to the two arguing about what to actually do in this situation. Miki wants to say, since it's nice and safe in the room and there's little danger. Kay, however, who is beginning to crack under the pressure, wants to leave and eventually does so, but not without leaving one of the most important lines in the entire story. This line is important, so take note of it if you didn't. It proves to be Miki's prime motivation after losing Kay. She does get saved in the end though, but she still remembers this message, and it does recur throughout the series. These nice, friendly episodes, however, are just the start. This is where the story gets full-on plot twist. Seriously, it's where the shit gets real and painful. It's not happy at all. We move on to episode 6. It takes place directly after the events of 4 and 5, where Miki has been rescued and taken back to the school. It starts off nicely enough, with Miki getting greeted by Megane and Yuki, and Miki begins to wonder if it's really just a dream. Yuki decides to give Miki a tour of the school under the direction of Megane, so Yuki hands Megane her half-empty water bottle, which is just a terrible present, and they head off to go begin the tour. Once they arrive in the first room, which happens to be the music room, however, Miki quickly realizes that the whole situation was not actually a dream, and that is completely real. Oddly enough, however, through these scenes, Miki seems to be acting very strange. When she's watching Yuki and Megane talk, there almost seems to be a sense of confusion about her. This is where stuff begins to get real. This is my favorite episode for what's about to happen. So Yuki turns on the radio, Miki's unimpressed, Yuki hands the radio to Megane, she flips out about being called senpai, and all that happy stuff. Over the course of the scene, though, the music gets more distorted. Miki begins acting stranger, and the tone begins to change massively. Viewer be warned, if you haven't watched this show and are still watching this for some reason, I'd suggest you leave. This part will show the most major plot twist in the entire series, and it would be a tragedy if you didn't find this out while watching the anime. Pause this video, go watch it right now up to this episode or to the end, whatever you feel like, and then return, but I'd recommend, if you don't know what I'm about to talk about, that you go find out for yourself, because it would be a disaster. Anyways, Miki begins to look extremely serious, and wants to ask Yuki one question. I don't think I can explain this scene any better than the anime did. So here you go.
でもいいでしょうか。メグネって誰ですか？
When I saw this scene, I feel like a little bit of me died inside. It was like a punch to the gut that I wasn't prepared for, but I should have been. The show gave so many hints that it's almost mind-blowing. That's why she has a so-called lack of presence. That's why the group never directly addresses her until Yuki does. That's why she didn't take the bear from Yuki in episode 5. That's why she didn't drive her own car. That's why she seems to pop in and out of scenes at random. It was because she didn't exist. She died only a short time after the club started. It's sad to think that the only episode that she actually appeared in was episode 3. The Megane we saw was a falsehood. She wasn't real, and yet I never caught wind of it. Every hint flew right over my head. And the worst part is, she was my favorite character up to this point. And all of that was destroyed in one scene. This episode took this anime from a great one and made it into a masterpiece. The story may get better from here, but this is one of the most traumatic moments in the entire anime for me, and I absolutely love it. Anyways, to summarize the rest of the episode, we find out that the real Megane died protecting the girls, and that Yuki became this crazy once that event had occurred. Now, not only do we have a dead person, but we also have one that has been mentally scarred so much that she no longer accepts reality. By the end of the episode, Miki finally does see the benefits of Yuki's condition, and it ends on a happy note. If you were hoping to see Megane again though, you'll be disappointed. She barely appears ever again, and only when she does, it's only for sad reasons. This episode was the first of many tragic or screwed up events that are going to happen throughout the rest of the story. It still hurts to watch even now, though that may be due to my slightly odd attraction to Megane. I'm still not completely sure. Needless to say though, it was a fantastic episode. This episode is definitely the start of the anime's darker parts. And yes, it's gonna get more screwed up from here. Oh great, this video is already longer than any of the others I've made so far. My ability to talk for so long still impresses me. You know what that means? I get to do another part! Yippee! People totally won't get pissed off about more Gakkou Gurashi videos. Part 3 of this spoilers video, and by that I mean part 2 of the spoilers thing, but part 3 of the entire series, it'll be out later. But don't worry, I'm also working on a game review as well, you know, for a gaming channel. So it won't just be School Live videos for the rest of this channel's run. Well, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and all that yummy, delicious stuff. Hopefully it won't take a ridiculous amount of time for the part 3 to come out. But until then, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!